clear out a space so that we can get on the floor and work with your puppy today. Make sure you've got water, treats, lunch, harness, leash, and we'll get started in just a second.
Julie, I'm going to have you stay in gallery view if you can, so that you can see everyone on the screen, and I'll go over to just presenting what we're going to be talking about today.
Got it.
All right.
I'm going to start putting people on mute just for now. When we start practicing, we'll unmute you guys for questions, or you can type them in the chat the entire time.
All right. All right, really quick, those of you that are brand new, this is your first day of class. Today is an interactive class, so we will be engaging, we'll have you engaging with your dog. I'm Yo Armendariz, and Julie Fryman is the other instructor, and her and I together have really put together a really amazing curriculum for you.
There's some feedback, or do you have the live going on?
Nope,
right next to you?
It's not from me. Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit about the class rules. If you don't have a dog with you, that's okay. Still watch. I will, this is being recorded, so I will share the link. Those of you that got your link last Tuesday, you should have gotten it later in the evening to the link to this class. I'm trying to send your PDFs and an ebook that we have for you, and we'll keep using the email format to send that because it's a little hard doing it on this platform. If you have a question, you can ask the question live by turning off your audio, so that we can hear you, or you can just text it in the little chat area. The class will repeat every 4 weeks. Let us know if it's your 4th week, we'll issue you a certificate. Letting everyone know, and you can share that you participated in the Puppy Start Right program. Puppy Start Right is one of the Karen Pryor Academy training courses that is part of the KPA program. We love this program because it's all about socializing and addressing normal puppy behaviors and getting and teaching you what to do before the problems happen. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because I want to get started. The Puppy Start Right really works on these big 6 topics: intro to training, body language, socialization, learning the developmental stages. Today's theme is costume and appearances. Here's the format of today's class. You'll be listening for about 4 minutes. This is the time where you give your dog a break, give them water, use a bone to kind of keep them busy, and then you're going to be up and moving every 4 minutes for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then you settle back in. So it's going to be going back and forth. So your dog is going to be really engaged in today's lesson. What we need for you today, and if you don't have it, there's no problem. You can text us, hey, I don't have this thing. So we'll give you an alternative. As a personal trainer, when I used to do fitness, I didn't ask for any equipment. I can be very, very creative when it comes to training. But if you have a resting blanket, towel, bed, or crate, some place for your dog to kind of look at as their station, we're going to be talking about settling on a mat in the next 2 lessons. So you want a towel or bed or crate, and then bring a little bone or something for them to chew on when you're listening. A water bowl, like Julie mentioned. You'll want 2 toys with you. One that's got something like strings on it, just in case we need to really get your dog's attention to move, and then something for them to chew on. A muffin tin, egg carton, or a small towel or a wash rag, or if you don't have that, that's no problem. That's for our enrichment little project. A harness and leash is optional. We are going to have a little video at the end to show you how to expose your dog to a harness positively if you haven't done so already. And then bring some costumes. If you have your face mask, sunglasses, hats, we're going to be using that today. Remember to reward your dog for behaving the way that we always imagined our dogs are when what we want them to be, which is very calm. So anytime your dog is just laying down and kind of just looking at you, I want you to make sure that you recognize that. That's not very easy for dogs to do, especially puppies at this age. So go ahead and just start petting them and loving on them, even offering them a treat when they are calm. All right, we're going to get started in just 60 seconds. So the first thing that we're going to do is called our warm-up puppy play. In our Puppy Start Right live class, like when we're with all the humans, we normally have a play date with the dogs. They all get to play for about 5 minutes. We're going to be doing this for 3 minutes. Here's what I'd like you to do. You're going to get down to your dog's level. Hopefully there's just 1 or 2 of you in the room. If you are the person that's participating, you're the one that's going to be moving. Anyone else in the room is to be very quiet and still so that the puppy can engage with the person that is the dog. If you go dead, if you are the participant, you're on the floor at your dog's level. Using your hands, you're going to slide your fingers across the floor, and then you're going to act dog-like. Body language with play bows, spinning on the floor. I want you to smile and laugh and have a good time, because we need you to pretend to be the dog that your dog really would rather play with. What we're looking for is your dog's body language that says, hey, this is fun. Relaxed mouth, floppy ears, loose tail. So let's get started. You'll have 3 minutes. Julie, can you set your timer for 3 minutes?
Got it.
All right, and begin. So you're going to want to drag your hands across the floor, get down to your dog's body level.
Make sure to have your camera angled so that we can see you and your puppies. That's okay if your puppies are napping. Don't wake them up.
No, don't wake them up.
Oh, good. Oh, I like that, Jenna. That's cute. So remember to push and then go run away a little bit or move towards them. You're using all kinds of movement to get them engaged. Very cute,
I can't
guys.
see anything. It's driving me crazy.
Oh no, this is so cute. Oh, I love the Bosky babies that are napping. Thank you for showing us that. So keep going, guys. You have about 1 more minute. This is tiring, right? It's just as tiring for your puppies. So making sure that, you know, you're moving them around. You can tap them on the side. Try to not be so rough. We don't want to push them over, but we do want to tap and wrestle just like another puppy would, kind of rolling on the ground. Very cute, very cute. Laura, if your puppy is biting on your sleeve, just hold still for a second so it's not so much fun. And then there you go. When they let go, you can keep playing. So if they're grabbing onto you and holding, hold still just for a second. And then let's see if we can get them engaged to another part of you. Very cute. All right, that's 3 minutes. Go ahead and grab some water, let your puppy settle down, give them a bone to chew on. And I bet both you and your puppy are panting now. Very cute, guys, very cute.
All right, is everybody back?
Yep.
All right.
So now while we're listening, just go ahead and give your puppy like a full break. Try not to train them in between, because we're really gonna try to get through a lot of activities. We don't want to tire them out too much.
So the next one is our enrichment and exposure to project. I'm going to be playing the sound of children playing in the background. You're going to want to turn the volume down or up based on how your dog is doing. Get out here. So just be aware that there's going to be some volume going on over here. Got my things. 1 second. All right. During this project, I'd like you to grab your muffin tin. We're going to be exposing your dog to something that's stainless steel. If you don't have that, an egg carton. It's just a project for them to explore using their mouth and their tongue and their nose. During this project, while there, you're going to place one treat in each of the little holes. If you don't have a muffin tin, a wash rag, you're going to place a few treats in a wash rag and you're going to fold it up into 4 or 2. And then
listen first, everyone. Listen first before you start. Everyone stop what you're doing. Grab something and listen first, and then we'll all do it together.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're going to put that object down and not move and let your dog explore this new random object on the floor. The food that's inside is going to enhance the object and get your dog interested in wanting to participate and move around and hopefully get their food. You're going to want to just do a few. So if you've got 6 open little muffin tins or 8 cartons, you know, with a 12 pack, you're just going to put like 4 in there, because we're going to do, when your dog is, when it's empty the first time, you're going to reach down and your hand is going to deliver 4 more treats, and then in those same little compartments or in the wash rag. The second time they empty it out, I'd like you to feed them while they're eating, exposing them to your hand while they're feeding helps to prevent resource guarding later. Now your hand is a positive thing versus something that could be, oh my gosh, here they come again, they're taking something from me. So there's 2 purposes to this one. Again, it'll be a muffin tin with 1 treat or 1 of their kibbles or whatever they eat in about 4 or 6 different little areas. Put it down and don't move. Let them explore at their own pace. First time they empty it out, you're going to just place 4 more. The second time, you're just going to start placing them in there while they're eating. All right. Your turn. All right, Julie, you're going to set your timer for 3 minutes.
Got it.
And I'm going to change this over to, okay, I'm going to stop share for a second so I can see everybody. Oh, there we go. Now I can see everyone.
There we go.
All right, and 3 minutes, go.
Put it down on the floor. Yep.
Oh, look at Laura has a, what kind of muffin tin is that? That's crazy. Oh, look at it.
So angle it all the way to the floor so we can see your cute puppies working. I love how Matt and Sarah are showing us the flat-faced dogs. It takes them a little bit longer to get all the way into the muffin tin. So
Bella, good job. I like where you're sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
Your dog is having a hard time going. Looks like everyone's doing really good.
Good. Look, Jenna's got an egg carton. Yeah. Looks like her puppy's exploring. Very cool, guys.
So once it's empty, you can keep the object down and refill it. Your hand is coming with more.
Look, little Midge is inside of the muffin tin now. She's not scared at all.
Oh, here we go. Robin's little dog is a little kind of hesitant. I love how patient you guys are being. This is great.
Yeah, letting her come and go.
Laura and Billy are refilling as they go. I love that.
So Roxanne, while your puppy is looking, yeah, you're going to keep dropping things in there while she's already eating. So drop another one. Keep dropping while she's eating. There you go. Good job. Oh, I love it. Yeah, Billy is standing on the muffin tin too. So this is great for surfaces.
Joanna, I have you unmuted if you'd like to chime in a little bit if you see.
Yeah. Is this not the perfect start to your morning, everyone?
Yeah, I love it. Very good. Everyone's done at least 2 or 3 rounds. Julie, what's the timer at?
We've got 30 more seconds, so keep going just for another second. I like that your puppies are starting to use their paws and they're moving it around. That's so much fun to see.
Robin, move the muffin tin closer to you and sit on the floor. Robin and Chester. Yeah. There you go. Now just look at the muffin tin. Perfect. Put your left hand on the muffin tin. Don't move it. Just place your hand there and look at the muffin tin. Here he comes.
Oh, wow. Mom, what are you looking at?
Yay.
There we go. Good.
Oh.
Right. 1 second. And now we're done. Everyone take a break, grab some water, make sure to rest so that you guys can actually listen. Give your dogs a bone and a break for a second. It's hard thinking for a puppy. So, 2 or 3 minutes, this is a full class for your little puppy. All right, everyone, go ahead and pick that muffin tin up while you're not using it. Anything that we're not using with our puppies, we always want to pick it up and put it away so that we can bring it back out another time.
That was fantastic. I absolutely
really
loved watching
cute.
that. So we had a few dogs that really built up confidence pretty quickly, and then we had a couple who were kind of hesitant of that new thing. So if your dog has graduated, so they're like inside it and they don't care, then you can make that a little more challenging by placing a wash rag over it. So they have to move the wash rag to get to the muffin tin. You can also, or the egg carton, whatever it is, you can put a blanket over it. You can then put pillows over it. You can put that in a box. So your goal is to make it a little more challenging each time. If your dog was hesitant, then you're going to continue working at your dog's level. So you might be down on the ground, maybe putting one finger in it, maybe taking one treat out and kind of turning it over and dropping it right near the object, but you're going to patiently wait for your dog to be okay with that random object on the floor. So next is one of my favorites. It's the costume, exposure to costumes and masks or whatever it is that you have. If you don't have anything with you, don't worry, it's okay. You can always just grab your shirt and pull it over your face. For this, over your head or over your mouth.
Put your hair all the way on top of your head. Do something different. Yeah.
Just do something completely different. If you're in an office, you could simply just take your chair and flip it over on its side. That sometimes is very strange to a dog. So it's just going to be an exposure to something new. Now to do this, I want your dog to be present and I want you to do it in front of your dog so they know that it's you. That's the very first step. Don't go outside and come over with some crazy mask on and not expect your dog to be afraid. They will probably be very, very afraid. I would be afraid. So you're going to get dressed in front of them, maybe just one object at a time. And then you're going to get down to your dog and you're just going to present a treat out of your hand. Now they might be hesitant. I don't want you to move. So I don't want you to move forward. I want you to keep yourself pretty still and allow your dog to come to your hand and grab that food from your hand. If they hesitate, so if their body language says like their legs are way back there and they're reaching over like this, it means they're hesitant of you and of what you have on. So you're going to just toss the food right in front of you about 2 or 3 inches. Do we understand what we're doing?
Yep, everyone's already started.
Oh, great.
Try to listen first before you guys start because the 6 or 7 minute lessons are way overwhelming for your puppy. That's why we're trying to give you 3-minute little short practice sessions. So if you've already started,
I don't get to see it because I'm doing the other thing. I don't get to see anything. So
I feel like a school teacher. Listen before you practice. All right, we've got 3 minutes on the clock. If you started early, you'll just kind of end a little early as well so we don't exhaust your puppy.
Oh, no problem. So yes, Robin, take your hat and put it backwards now. Yep. Okay, stay right there. Be really still. Have a treat ready when your dog looks at you. Oh, Laura. Laura and Billy. He's like, can I have the scarf?
Yeah.
Chester's treat.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, look at Megan wearing that. I love that big hat.
A nice hat. Yeah. Sunglasses, reflective sun. If you have aviators and they have mirrors, that can sometimes be a little different for your dog. I like Stella. I don't know if that's a mop head or something on her head,
What
but
is that, Stella? That's great.
oh, it's a stuffed animal, I think.
No,
or a
it's
shirt.
like
Oh,
a,
it's a very, very cute, very creative.
very good. None of
just
these dogs look
excited.
hesitant. Wow.
I like that everyone brought out the mask because obviously that's the number one costume we're all dealing with right now.
So if your dog is okay with you sitting down, I want you to now stand up, turn around, change something, and then appear again in the same room. So don't leave. Just, yep, perfect, Karen. Robin, good.
If you have a winter coat, put that on. It makes you look real big and fluffy.
Sharon with Patience. Patience looks pretty. He's watching. Oh, there's another dog there. And TBD. Oh, there's the hat. Oh my gosh.
Wow, Megan, you guys really got into the costumes. I like that her daughter is getting dressed up too.
Good.
Very cool, guys.
Once you've
All right,
gone, if
puppies.
you've turned your back and you appeared, now I want you to move a little bit more. So start doing some spins where your hair is flying. Your dress goes up if you've got a costume with a dress on. Just make a little more movement with your costume. Stella, bend your knees.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go all the way up to your puppy so they don't
There
have
you
to
go.
get up.
That's better. Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Be careful not to bend over and, what's it called when you go over a dog?
Like hover over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like towering over
Yeah.
them. Make sure that you're going straight down to the ground. Use
Karen,
those
that's
awesome
perfect.
claws.
Karen,
Good
good
job.
flexibility.
And if your puppies are getting a little overstimulated, go ahead and wrap it up. Some of you that started early, the puppies are kind of getting a little mouthy. Just go ahead and give them a bone and some water and watch, because other people are really getting creative with their costumes. So that was our 3-minute mark. So I'll say it again, listen this time before you go and grab everything and start ahead of time, so that Yo can actually finish.
Yeah, I'm getting the bad end of the stick. I don't get to watch. Tell me when everyone's back, Julie.
Yep, everyone grab water. It looks like all the puppies are settling down for a second. So
All right.
we're good.
Really good job. This is something you're going to want to do on a regular basis, pretty frequently. Now we're going to go into our recall game next, and then we're going to go back to something similar as the costumes. And what we're going to do differently is, instead of dressing up in front of your dog, you're going to walk out, you know, where they can still see your back, and then you're going to just try and do something different and come back. But we're going to revisit that in a little bit. Next is our recall game. If you remember, on Tuesday, you're going to take a few steps away from your dog, try to move just 6 or 10 feet. You're going to look over your shoulder. So it's going to look like this. First, you're going to look at your dog and maybe smile or laugh. And then you're going to turn your body completely around, and you could just kind of run in place, but you're looking over your shoulder, and then take a few steps forward, no more than 10 feet, depending on what area you're training in, but it could be as little as 4 feet away. When you see your dog taking that first step towards you, that's recall, guys. And that's what we're going to mark. You're going to mark the moment there's a few steps. You're going to turn around and you're going to drop down. Don't lean forward. You're going to just drop down and deliver a reinforcement of some kind. So start with the treat. While your dog is eating, keep your food in your hand, and I'd like you to add a little bit of petting. So it's food and pet, stand up tall, and then you're going to repeat that. This is exhausting for both you and your dog, so please wait until the timer hits. 3 minutes is a long time to be running around in a circle. It's like a game of tag, but it's just, you know, in a small space.
I was totally out of breath after shooting this video. So just wait a second.
Yeah, and be mindful if your dog's hesitant, like they stop, don't move forward, just stay right there and lean back or toss food and then go pick another spot. Those of you that see that your dog is always moving forward, you're going to go ahead and put the cue on it, which is come or here, whatever word you'd like to use. Maybe not this time, but just going forward in the future. So remember, smile, look at your dog, turn around, look over your shoulder, take a few steps in place, and then take a few steps forward. Try not to go too far so that we can see. This is Julie doing this video. This is 15 seconds, and you're going to be going in just a second, so hold on. See how she's bending over at her knee? She's not hovering over the dog. Presenting treats and running again. All right.
All right, timer is set. Everyone go ahead and get up. Start getting your dog in position and go. Make sure the camera is tilted down so we can see your puppy. Oh, I like that, Laura. That was really good.
Good job. Look how little Roxanne.
Man, Megan is rocking the management right next to the recall area. She's got the puppy in a little X pin waiting his turn. I love it.
This is going to be the best part of my day so far.
Yeah.
By far.
Hey, I'm coming over.
Hi, Sharon.
So much fun.
Look at Jenna and Lulu. Holy, Lulu's like, what? Don't leave me. Yeah, your dogs are really responding to that. Ooh, Denise, you have two
like
people. I
Denise
love
going
it.
long
Yeah.
distance. Yeah.
She's like a Joanna and Jesus couple. She's got a videographer. Look at Stella. Stella's just strolling on out.
Joanna's our friend. We learned.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, Denise is our friend.
Oh.
So even if your dog has basic obedience, we're not adding a stay or a wait into this. This is just a fun running game. This is not for the purpose of adding stay or wait or sit or any of that. We're just introducing recall. So reinforcing one thing at a time. I like this. So run, 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 Denise, or Denise's partner.
This is great. Look at, they got back and forth already. The round robin.
Love it. So make sure that even if you're using two people, you guys are switching position, like just a different corner. You're running to a different area. You've still got a full minute, so keep it up.
Keep moving. Get your cardio in.
One more minute. Look at Lulu. She's sitting so cute. Stop it. One more minute. Yep. If your puppy is following you automatically, that's great. You can always pet and toss a treat an inch away from you and then run. Too good. I love it.
Oh, this is so cool.
So unstructured recall, we're not doing a sit, stay, wait, nothing like that. We're just getting, that word introduced to our dogs, come, because we often say it too much. Oh, look at the husky.
I know.
So cute. All right, that's the end of 3 minutes. So do you guys see why we told you to wait until the beginning? Yeah, that was exhausting. So this is also a great alternative exercise. We have a ton of people that want to take their young puppies right out at 4 months and go on long walks, and that's not necessarily a positive, enriching exercise. So this, just like you guys are out of breath, I bet your puppies are too. So incorporating play into your exercise is very important.
Okay, so the next one we're gonna do is like we did earlier with the mask, but this time you toss a treat while your dog is eating. You take a few steps away and you change something, whether it's about you or about the room that you're in. So if you have a pillow on a couch, the pillow would go on the floor instead of the couch. If you're in the kitchen and you've got a pot up on the stove, you would put the pot on the floor while the dog is eating. So when they turn around to look at you, there's something new. The new could also come from you. So while you toss a treat, your dog begins to eat, again, toss it right in front of them. They can't see that far. And then you're gonna take a few steps away and you're gonna change something about yourself, and then they're exposed to you or something in the room. So if you've got a broom, a vacuum, if you've got pillows, just if you're in an office, there's papers on your desk, you're just gonna place something on the floor that's different. We do this in our living room by changing the furniture around. When we put the dogs away, we change all the furniture. We put the vacuum cleaner down on the floor this way, and the dog comes in and they're like, okay, this is kind of strange, but okay, I don't care because there's food. So that's the concept. That's what you're gonna do next. Any questions before we get started? No?
See any yet, but if you guys do along the way, just type them in the chat. If your puppies are tired or they're getting a little bitey, you can just reward calm behavior for right now.
All right, and 3 minutes on the timer. And
Got it.
go. So Robin, I see that chair that's there. There's a Swiss ball with Stella. If that ball all of a sudden appears in a different spot. Matt and Sarah's in her. Okay, no problem. Oh, Julie, you got that chat? Okay. Megan, you've got some chairs that are upright on the table. Once you give your dog some food, maybe put one of those chairs down. Just put it, down on its back. Perfect. Yeah. There you go. She's like, I don't care. The purpose of this is there's a lot of different reasons. Those of you that are not participating, you can still hear us. It gives your dog some confidence, like they see new things and they don't, become fearful. We've got a lot of older dogs that we train that are afraid of the sound of a flag or moving. Like you're going to, over the next 15 years, there's lots of new things that are going to happen in your and your dog's life. So getting your dog used to change now early is going to help prevent some behaviors, some problems that might happen in the future. So just kind of gets them used to move and change.
If you guys ever want to move or, travel with your dog, if they're only familiar with your setup, it may be quite odd walking into a hotel room or your mom or dad's house for Christmas. So,
good job, Denise.
Very cute.
Yeah, you will want to take your dog somewhere.
You guys have a vacuum or a Swiffer or something in the corner, you can always lay that down on the floor.
Oh, wow.
For more food.
Stella just got like more kids in the room and they're bound. Wow, that dog's pretty acclimated to change. Good job. I like it. Megan's got something on the floor. She just dropped down. This is good. How much time left?
We've got about right now. Good call. So go ahead and rest, settle back down, grab some water for your puppies, put them in their little area with a chew, and we'll move on to our next topic for a second. So.
All right, so we're going into, say it again.
It looks like everyone's having fun.
Yeah, I kind of wish I had a puppy with me so I can practice all along while you guys are going. Next is exposure to something. It can be, I have here in this video, the harness and leash. So those of you that have not exposed your dog to a harness or leash, grab your harness and leash. We're going to do it right now. If you've got a crate in the room, you can expose your dog to the crate. If there's something that your dog needs to be exposed to, you want to grab it, a blanket, you know, something that you want them to enjoy or understand that it's something that you want them to like. You're going to be starting off by just presenting whatever that object is. So let's pretend that this rope toy is something that you want to expose them to. You want them to be able to learn to play tug. So I'm going to just kind of talk you through it, then I'm going to play the video. It's going to be really quick. You're going to get right back to working with your dogs in just a second. You're going to expose them to it, which means you're just going to keep your elbow in and you're going to present it. You're going to be at your dog's level and you're going to go something like this. And when your dog looks at it, you're going to pull it away and you're going to present food. If you're near the crate and the crate is what you want to expose them to, then you're going to sit next to the crate and you're going to place your hand on the crate. When they look at it, you're going to remove your hand and you're going to pay them with food for looking at it. That's the very first step. The goal is for your dog to nose it, paw it, to do something else with it, with their body, touching it and not being afraid. That is the ultimate goal. So here is a video of us, how we expose a puppy to a harness and a leash. It's only 60 seconds, so we're going to be right back to working in just a second. So I'm presenting the harness. I placed it on the floor because she really didn't care right away. But if they are showing signs of fear, you want to kind of pull it away. So here I am exposing her to it. She's now touching it. I'm presenting food and placing the food on the object. Once they're okay with that, I'm going to present food and get the dog eating while I place the costume, the harness, anything over the dog's head.
Sweater, t-shirt, anything like that.
Those of you that dream about going trick-or-treating with your dog, you're going to need to do this. Place the food on the floor and get them feeding while you finish putting on the harness, the costume, the rest of it. And then you can just do a little puppy play session. You can go into play with that object on. Or if you're near a crate, you're going to go into play near the crate. And then while they're playing, you can attach the leash and let them drag it around. Even if they play with the leash, don't make a big deal out of it. Remember, it's just positively exposing them to this particular object. No rules, just make sure it's positive. So be generous with your food. It's their feeding time anyways. Reward any movement of success. Don't say anything if they do something that you don't approve of. It's okay. Just reward any positive experience that they're having with a particular object. So here in the rest of the video, now we go into play with the harness and leash dragging. Those of you that have already have the harness and leash on, do it with something else in the house, like a costume, or if you've got a scarf, you can use a scarf and pretend it's a costume. Julie, I see we're getting a lot of questions. What are some of the questions that we have?
No, more personal,
okay,
like individual questions. So if you guys do have individual questions along the way, go ahead and type them in the chat.
All right, 3 minutes. Can you set the timer, Julie?
Yep.
All right, exposure to harness, leash, crate, anything that you want to expose them to, and go.
Go.
Oh, the brushing is good.
Do you have a travel carrier? Oh yeah, brush. That's a really, really good one.
Good job, Denise.
Even if you've already used a harness and a leash, this is a good exercise to make sure that your dog is willing to put it on right away.
Question from Stella. No, we do not want to stop them from biting. There's going to be no corrections right now. Just reinforce what you do want. All right. If your dog bites the harness, that means they like it. They're okay with it. So that's better than the alternative, which is being fearful of it. Matt and Sarah, great. Look at that. You kept them busy with a toy. I love it.
Jenna, she says she's used to the harness and leash and cries if we put it on and don't go outside. That's probably because you've only ever put it on to go outside. So now if we're working with it, if we're exposing her and playing with it on, and then we take it off and do that several times every day, we want to make sure it doesn't automatically mean the same thing, because then your dog will get very upset if it doesn't mean that one thing. So using the harness throughout the day, using the crate throughout the day, it doesn't just mean I'm leaving or we're leaving. It's just a part of your training routine. It's exposure. Really good, guys. I like that the whole family, Stella's whole family, is participating. That's really a lot of fun.
This is awesome. How they doing, Julie?
Everyone's doing really, really good. Before we pull or tug on the leash or the harness, make sure that they're totally comfortable with putting it on and taking it off before we ever add pressure or start moving them around, which is what we usually do when we attach the leash first thing. Very good, guys.
Julie, go a little bit longer and give them just an extra 30 seconds.
Okay. You guys have another 30 seconds. If there's anything else that you need your dog exposed to, someone said hairbrush, maybe their crate, a toy they're not that into, something in your house that they're not super familiar with, but you want them to be comfortable. Very cute. Good job, guys. Yeah, and then while it's on, making sure that they're having fun and they can wiggle and be comfortable. So that's the end of your 3.5 minutes. If your dog is overstimulated, go ahead and take that harness off if that's going to bother them. If they're used to wearing it or they're new to wearing it, you can leave it on for the rest of class. Just make sure they have something else to chew on.
All right, let me go to play. Oops, I forgot to share. You can't see this, right?
Nope.
All right. All right, next is one of the topics that we talked about the other day, the jump prevention. If you remember that we want your dog to do what instead? Sit, right? So we're gonna go into teaching your dog to sit instead of jump. We good on questions, Julie?
Yeah, so Robin asked, how would this apply to the car? I would say the exact same thing that we're doing right now, you know, without the expectation of getting in the car and going somewhere. You first start off with slow exposure and making sure they're taking food and all, you know, coming in and out instead of just putting it on and going right away. We do the same with the bath or shampoo or brushing.
Yesterday, I had a dog come over that I worked with as an adult dog that's fearful of the car. It was Champ, who's 8 months now. And so what we did is we opened up all the car doors and we did a training session right next to the car. And then instead of rewarding by hand, every once in a while, we'd reward by the edge of the car. The very first step of getting your dog comfortable in a car is getting them comfortable near the car, then in the car, and then with the car moving. So we would start with the engine on without moving, and then engine on, car moving. So there's 4 different training sessions basically, but if you're not going anywhere, start with training near the car, outside, harness and leash your dog and get the car doors open, pull out some spoiled chicken, and that's a good way. And that's what we did yesterday with this puppy. And we actually got the dog in the car, jumping in the car, and which was kind of nice. She was pretty happy. So puppy jump, no jump prevention. You're going to do what we did earlier, which is running away from your dog. But this time, instead of coming down to greet your dog, you're going to just turn around and hold the food up right here. Your dog should basically say something like, yeah, I'd like a piece of that. And to do that, we're going to ask and wait for a sit. The moment your dog sits, I want you to say something. It can be a verbal marker that if you're already doing clicker training, this is where you pull out a clicker. If you're not, for right now, we just want the dog to know that when the dog sits, good things happen. So let's actually not say anything. So it's completely silent. You run away, you turn around, you look at your dog, and you present food right up here. When the dog goes into the sit, I want you to begin moving and give your dog food right to their mouth, and then move away again. So it's move away. Dog comes over. Well, that was the treating right away. But if you watch in this video at the very beginning, take a few steps away, dog looks at you, wait for the sit, then begin rewarding your dog. Just start to bend over, hands should start to move towards their mouth, feed them, pet them, and then move away again. All right. So teaching your dog to say please for the things that they want is setting your dog up for success. If your dog jumps, just wait. Not getting the food, not getting petting, not getting love is enough punishment enough. So just stand there. And the moment that they do what you want them to do, which is sit, then come on down and give them and pay them.
So for this one, you guys are going to stand all the way up. Go ahead and stand up while your puppy is on the ground. I'm going to put 3 minutes on the clock.
Julie and Joanna, if you can take a look and see if there's anyone struggling with the sit. Oh, look at Lulu. Oh my gosh. She's like, what? Did you say sit? Oh, look at Billy. Okay, don't start yet, guys. Hold on. Those of you that are struggling, if Joanna and Julie, if you see anybody struggling, we're going to reward this stand and wait without the jump. The goal is that your dog doesn't jump on you. That's it. But if you can get a sit, awesome. All right. 3 minutes on the timer. This is the last one you're going to do today.
Let go.
Go. Go, Stella.
So without cueing it, we're just waiting. Oh, very good, Billy. Without cueing it, we're just waiting for that nice sit automatically.
Beautiful.
Very
wow. Don't worry if your dog doesn't stay in a sit. Look at, oh, I love it.
Good. It looks like someone ran over with a tire. Like there's just a black tire strip on his back. Very good, guys. So taking steps away. Good. I see Midge is asleep. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's so good.
Good job, Denise.
Very good.
Puppy sitting.
Look, Chester's chasing his tail.
There's a question from Marilyn. Julie, I can't see it.
Okay. So you don't have to say anything to the pup, not even a verbal yay. So we're using a mark with a yes or a good when they do what we want, but we're not asking for a behavior, we're waiting for it to happen. So this is how we teach our dogs to automatically sit for things that they would like without being asked.
We call this the say please drill. You don't need to mark it. We just want you to reinforce the behavior that you want. This is not
Megan,
fun.
don't lean over until your dog is actually sitting, because if you're leaning over them, they're getting excited and they're gonna try and jump up. So stand all the way up.
Good job, Robin. I like that you're rewarding for standing. A stand is better than a jump. Your dog doesn't have to go into a sit, but if they're already going into a sit, that's awesome.
Good.
Megan, go ahead and give your puppy something a little easier to reward her, just because a couple times she went up, like a recall, and she didn't get anything. So she looks like she's
a little confused because we just played tag. So if you guys are running instead of walking from place to place, they may be a little confused to the exercise we just played. Oh, look, good job, Roxanne. That was perfect timing too. It's
Good
hard
job,
with the little
Laura.
leg.
Good, Roxanne. Yeah. I love that once your dog is stopped in front of you and not jumping, all of you are really have good timing.
So 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and wrap it up where you are. Give your puppy some water. Some of them are starting to get zoomies and bitey, so we may need to put them in their quiet space behind a pen in a crate. Go ahead and start settling everyone down, because your puppies just did a lot of work. And it's probably almost nap time.
Yeah. Great job to everyone that participated and watched. It's mostly about making training and following you and taking food fun. This is the intro to a lot of more formal training. This is what we do with puppies the first few days, is we want them to want to learn. A lot of puppy owners get a puppy and it's just like, oh my gosh, why are they doing this and this and this? This is a way for you to build that really strong bond that's going to pay off later on. For homework for the rest of the week, we'd like you to continue checking off on your socialization list. Go ahead and if you have your computer next to you, chat with us and let us know if you've done any of your field trips and what that was like. Home Depot, coffee place, a grocery store, were you able to expose your dog to different people, just a sight?
Depending on where you are, CVS, Walgreens, and Rite Aid allows dogs to go inside. Lowe's and Home Depot does as well, and Ross and Marshall's, but every place has different closings, so I don't want to give a overall tip.
Yeah. Practice trading. So now that your dog is not afraid of your hand, as long as it's always got something in it, whether it's a toy with a little, which we're going to do, the very, very last thing that we're going to do is we're going to expose your dog to the sound of children playing. I'm going to play that in just a second. If you've got your dog with a bone, or if you've got your dog in front of you, you're going to pull out your little rope toy once we finish. You want to purchase a soft harness leash, and I'd like everyone in this class to get a clicker, because we are going to start doing some more clicker training. Those of you that don't want to get a clicker, we're going to teach you about a verbal marker. We're going to do it in a different platform so that when we come to class, we're just ready to work and train. Next week, we have obstacles and more sound exposure. So next week, we're going to be demonstrating how to build an obstacle course for your dog. We've got a really, really fun one that we shot last week with the 2 Aussies. We're going to learn about long and short of the loose leash walking. So next week, we're going to be learning about how to teach your dog how to walk right next to you and how to prepare them for the environment that they're going to be exposed to soon. You're going to also learn what nose targeting is and how to prevent other problems. Any problem prevention. So at this time, grab your, some of you are still playing with your dog, so Julie, have them. We're going to finish up with this, is you can grab your little rope toy and you're just going to play like you did at the very, very beginning. So you're going to finish up with a puppy play session, or bring out a toy and expose them to a toy while I play the sounds. Remember, the volume is going to come up here so pretty loud, so expose them, put the volume up or down. I'm going to use YouTube to play the sounds of children laughing. So expose her to kids. Here we go. Our puppies are napping.
Are still napping. That's okay. Oh. We'll have to send us a picture of the baby Boston.
All right.
So we did have a question from Marilyn. So we do discuss our safe socialization of under-vaccinated puppies in our Tuesday class. Every Tuesday, we're going over examples of how to take your unvaccinated puppies out into public safely. If you're carrying them and they do not have all 4 shots, the thing that you need to be most careful is putting them down on the ground. If you are carrying them, if you've got them in a bag, if you have a puppy papoose or have a backpack or something like that, your puppy can go absolutely anywhere and everywhere with you. You just don't want to set them down on grass that's been trafficked or had other animals on it. So please, please, please take your puppies out into public, but do it safely using any of the ways that we've talked about in our Tuesday morning classes, and we'll continue to review that every week. Okay.
Great job today. Wonderful having you guys in class. It was really fun. Fun for me, fun for Julie, fun for Joanna, fun for all of us that got to watch as you guys participated with your dogs. Just a reminder, this Sunday we have our workshop. So if you want to come and bring your puppy or just have some questions you think other pet parents will have, that Sunday morning 11 a.m. coaching workshop is totally free. So feel free to join us. Other than that, we have our prep school, which is your next curriculum. Once your dog is done with their socialization stage and now you just want to work on teaching your dog all of the vocabulary that you might be using, prep school is the class that we highly recommend for you. Anything else, Julie?
No, I think that was so much fun. Make sure this made I'm like cheesing so hard. Thank you guys for showing up with your puppies. If you're not on our private Facebook group already, post your puppy pictures. We want to know how old they are, where you guys are located, and how you found out about us, and it just makes our day to see young puppies.
We should have like a happy hour or something. I think that these parents, we should like meet for happy hour and actually get to meet all.
I think no one needs to drink more than a puppy parent. So everyone, make sure you're.
If you have puppy and kids and a husband all in the same house, you definitely need
you need a happy hour. You need happy hours.
Like,
make sure that you give your puppy a lot of good rest after this, because an hour lesson is a lot of stimulation. So it's nap time, go potty, put them away for a lone nap time. And I bet they will go down pretty hard after all that running around.
Appreciate you guys coming and joining us. I know that you have a lot of choices, but thank you so much for joining us. We have such a good time putting this all together for you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Love and pet on those puppies. It's all going to be over soon. Your dog will be an adult dog in just no time. So keep doing what you're doing.
Fast.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
Good job, Julie, Joanna.
Yo, I have some amazing news for you in a second when we get off. Okay.
Well, tell me now. Shoot.
Someone just texted me, a really, really responsible owner, that they're looking for a puppy and they want to adopt. And he's very, very active, and it's Charlie's family. It's their son, Spencer, who takes care of other dogs all the time. And he's a really, I think given the timing, it may be a good match because he's very young and active and he's off of school right now. And so it could be we could talk to them about a possible placement for Pearl.
Oh, that's good news. That's good news.
Yeah. So hopefully, they're probably they have more animals than most zoos do. So I think he's a really good candidate because they do, no matter what, their family takes care of everyone. So
Yeah, they'll take care of her if he has to go out of town or something. That's
absolutely, good. Yeah. It wouldn't even be a second thought. And
I'm
I think
thinking
that
of
Charlie
taking
would.
her just and having like my mom as my mom's dog. I just don't want that dog to be bounced around anymore. So
I totally understand. I mean, it's up to you. I'm just saying the family just texted me. So she said, I wish we had known when Bailey was up for adoption, but
that would have been
that would have been really cute. Yeah.
All right, well, I'll see you soon. You're bringing, I don't need you to bring Cooper. We can record it pretty quickly, but if you want to bring him, then we'll use him. So
I'll just come me then. That's fine. I'll be over in just a minute.
bye. See you soon.
Bye.